So, hello everyone. A little impromptu live here today. Just talking about stock music. You know, or if you don't know by now, I do have a course that is out, and we will talk about it here. It's called the Stock Market, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it here. This is not going to be a really super long live today because I have the first mastermind coming up after this. By the way, if you'd like to join the mastermind and see what our holiday 8-week holiday mastermind is all about, then make sure that you put something in the chat or email me at makemusicincome@gmail.com, and I will get you into that today just to see what it's like. We've got a couple people who are part of it already, and then a couple people who are trying out today. And so we're going to have some fun talking about the different kinds of holiday music. And so let me make sure I am calling up all our friends here who might be joining us and see if anyone is joining us yet today. Like I said, a little impromptu today so far. And so I know there's only a few of you here, and that's fine. Because what I want to talk about today, and this is a video that's important for me to put out today on Tuesday, because on Friday, I'm going to, and I'll mention this several times in this video, but on Friday, I'm going to have a webinar, and it's called Why Everyone is Wrong About Stock Music Licensing Income. It's a free webinar, and yes, I will be talking about the new course, and I will be offering things. There will be giveaways. There will be free courses given out. There will be free consulting given out. There will be free coupons and other things given out. Also, we'll be talking about Streams, our new community. There will be a lot of things that we are talking about. So you'll want to join us on that day. But today, what I specifically wanted to talk about is, why is everyone so up in arms about stock music licensing? It has been a week on our Discord. It has been quite an interesting 7 days of discussions as we have been talking about many things on our stock music licensing thread on Discord. All the stock music licensors are let's just say pitchforks. If there were digital pitchforks, we would have pitchforks out about stock music right now. People are not happy about things, and we have been waiting for a correction to the motion array stats for a week, and they finally came today. And guess what? Everybody's pretty much getting what they were supposed to get. And so it's one of those things where we're definitely in a place where music licensing, we're so focused on it, and we've gone round and round, and how much are we going to get from this? How much are we going to be able to make? And so as someone who has a resource called the Stock Market, which talks all about all of the stock music libraries, and it is now done, by the way, and you can find it at the Stock Market and on the makemusicincome.com site. But this is something that, you know what, I just looked at my numbers for this week. My numbers coming up. My numbers that are, I'm as far as what I'm getting tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 15th. It's usually when we get paid from stock music. And I've got, I don't know, $100 to $200 coming in tomorrow on that. And to me, I think it's great. Hello, Ronan. Thanks for joining me. Cheerio to you, my friend. Ronan, you're so international. Pip pip. He's in California, so I don't know why he's acting all British. But thanks for joining us there. Very early out there in California, so up at the crack of dawn out there. So yeah, we're just talking today. This is a little impromptu live I've got going here. Not going to go very long because I do have a mastermind that starts at noon. It's our 8-week holiday mastermind. I don't even think I have a little thing for it, but if you'd like to join our 8-week holiday mastermind, let me know, because I can get you in. I know a guy who can get you in if you want to join the 8-week holiday mastermind. It's coming up today at noon. And if you are interested, I would be happy to have you join us just to test it out. We're going to be meeting on Zoom. This is not something we do on YouTube. This is something that we do on Zoom, only private. And I considered going live today with it, but most people who are trying this are usually way more interested in private conversations, because we're going to play your music in this mastermind and talk via Zoom and just talk amongst ourselves. And we play a song, and then we the other people in the Zoom talk about it. It's very constructive. It's very helpful. So we're going to be doing that today at noon. So much stuff going on. Hello there, Mary. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Mary says, how do you promote your holiday tracks? Well, that's a great question. I usually will put them up on Spotify for sure. And I will tell friends and family on Facebook for sure. And if I want to, probably the next best thing I could do is make some kind of video for a holiday song and put it up on YouTube, and then send everybody from Facebook and or do a Facebook ad and get everybody over to YouTube and or Spotify, wherever I'm really trying to get people to listen. But the main thing I'm doing, and I do have a lot of holiday tracks coming out this year. I've got a track that I'll be showing in the mastermind today at noon about Thanksgiving. It's actually an Thanksgiving tune. It's part of my weird Halloween, Christmas, and now maybe Easter thing. I call it Hallowmas, and it's part of Hallowmas this year, and it's actually, though, an Easter tune that I'm going to be kind of showing off in the group today, in the mastermind group, and getting people's thoughts. It's going to be released on Thanksgiving, and so what I will do is I'm just going to put that out to Facebook on Thanksgiving to all my family who are all, I won't be with all my family all over the place wherever they are, but I have a friends and family type of thing on Facebook. And then I can also, I think I'm going to make a video about it too, a YouTube video on, I don't even know where Hallowmas is. Signature music is in the house. But to answer your question, Mary, yeah, I just promote them through Facebook. I promote them through my channels, of course. I promote them. I kind of will cross-promote through my channels here and my Hello Composers channel. On my Hello Composers channel, you hear a lot more of my music than here, where I'm talking about making music income, versus on that channel where I'm really talking about composing. But I will show them off. But my goal in promoting them is to get them to strangers. And if I get them to strangers, then I can get people listening that might come back. So that's where I want people at Spotify. That's where I want people at Apple Music. That's where I want people at YouTube, trying to build a YouTube audience up. So that's kind of how I do it. I don't know how much that helps. I hope it helps. Signature music, how are you doing? Good to see you here today. So a little impromptu here. I just want to talk about a few things that are happening this week. But before I do, I want to talk about the brouhaha that has been going on in our Discord. And if you are a person in our Discord, if you're not in our Discord, by the way, you can just go to makemusicincome.com and find our Discord. But it'll be in the links below. Whenever I put links below, I have to put this software that I use to go online live. It doesn't automatically put everything, but I'll put everything in there after this video is over. But if you go to our Discord, there is a hashtag stock music licensing place, and it's very busy, and there's lots of us in there, and we're talking about different things. And so there has been a lot of talk. I mean, a lot of talk. I mean, just from yesterday to today, there's probably been 100 conversations going on in there. We were really talking about how much Motion Array was paying us. Motion Array is one of the top, well, at least for most of us, it's one of the top paying stock music libraries. So if you're interested in that, I talk about that obviously I talk about Motion Array in the stock market course. And that is a very, it's a little fresh wound, because some of the the authors that were in this particular Discord were not that crazy about Motion Array and their payout this month, but because the numbers were way down and no one could figure out why, and everyone was saying it's the beginning of the end, the sky is falling, and everybody was freaking out and were wondering, are we ever going to make music income with stock music again? Oh my, what's going to happen? And as it turns out, we've seen this before. Just about every month, there's a 10-day or so wait after Motion Array gets done with the month before they put out the actual statement of how much you're going to actually make for that month, how much your downloads are actually going to be worth it. And we have all been waiting for that correction because it was really down as far as how many downloads and how much everyone was making. And how much everyone is making is very, how do I put it? Is very subjective. There are people like myself who make about 300 downloads a month, which makes me anywhere from $70 to $100 maybe, and 70 or $80 probably. Not a lot, right? Not a ton. But remember, I haven't done anything to make that music in 2 or 3 years. A lot of that music has been in there for years. So I'm not, it's passive income. It's just coming in because I made it. So to me, that's one of the reasons why stock doesn't stink, is because, yeah, I am not making a ton off it, but every 15th of the month, it's adding $100, $200 or more to my bottom line, which is fine for me. Now, that's just me, and I don't have many downloads. In other words, there are people, I have 300 downloads. I think that's, and if I get 300 downloads, that means I'm getting about 10 downloads a day. And there's a back end to this about Content ID, which we could talk about as well. But I'm getting 10 downloads a day at Motion Array, and that pays a certain amount, so many cents per download. And I think that's fairly good. If I'm getting 10 downloads a day, I can kind of extrapolate that I'll have 300 downloads and I'll make $75 to $100. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. But there are people on there who are getting 500 to 1,000 downloads a month. They're making $300 a month. And they are complaining too because they're not making $500 a month, or the people who are making $500 are not making $1,000 a month. And so it's really all in. And then there are people who don't get any downloads, and they're like, I wish I got 300 downloads. They wish they got what I got so that they could make $75 or something like that. So it's one of those things where a lot of us complain about what we do. And I'm just going to read some of my responses to people on this list this week. I'm not going to read theirs because I don't want to talk about anybody or mention anybody here. And if you're watching, give me a shout. Give Matthias or whoever, if you're in this chat, let me know. Matt Harvey, if any of you all are in this here today. But I have people talk about why they just feel like they're in a bad position, like they don't even know why they're doing this anymore. And they talk about the stock music, and I say, this is why my channel exists. I not only put these songs on these stock music markets, but I also put them on Spotify. I think I'm going to be over 100 songs this year I've put on Spotify. And I've got a bunch of albums coming out between now and the end of the year to try to make sure I get there. That was one of my goals for this year, is to get 100 songs that I've just put on stock music libraries or non-exclusive things that I've put out, and put them on Spotify and Apple and all the DSPs. Probably not for the money as much as for the just for posterity, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm also pitching these to other libraries besides the big three of Motion Array, Pond5, and Audio Jungle, which are my big three libraries. And I'm also doing sync, of course, and other things. I teach. I do a lot of things to make music incomes. But with these particular songs that I'm putting into Motion Array, I'm putting into Pond5, all these kind of places, all of those songs are getting downloads. Those 300 downloads that I got from Motion Array, they're not only downloads that I get paid for at the end of the month by Motion Array, or on the 15th, tomorrow, by Motion Array. There are also songs that go into Content ID. They're all listed with Content ID, which is kind of like a backend. This is kind of like a BMI for stock. I talk about this all the time. And I talk about this a lot in my course, the stock market course, because it's a really super important part of this particular income stream. If your goal is to make music income with stock music licensing, you've got to be part of Content ID, and I talk a lot about that in the book. But again, if you're just joining us, I'm having a big webinar on Friday, but it's invitation only, so you have to email me at makemusicincome.com, or makemusicincome@gmail.com, or you can just go to the website and you can email me there. Just get a hold of me. You can send a smoke signal. You can throw up a flag, something to let me know you want to come to that webinar. I'll be putting more information out about that on the email list, so make sure you're part of our email list, or just watch one of these things, YouTube, any of these things I'm talking about, stock music licensing and how to make music income with it. Listen, everyone wants passive income, and I still am not sure there is a better way to make passive income with a collection of songs and or build a catalog of songs for this than some of these online sites. I call them micro licensing, but a lot of people call it stock music. But everything I do online is not just stock music licensing. It has to do with Content ID. It has to do with other sites. It has to do with Matt says, my wife put a ban on smoke signals after the last time. Well, that's probably a good thing, because, it can be dangerous. But Matt, thanks for being here. You have been a big, I think, Matt, you have been a voice of clarity in this conversation. I think you and I both have a lot of songs that we're trying to put out on these libraries, and I appreciate your sense of stability and calm throughout all of this storm. Matthew Harvey is also on our Discord and is a very active voice there about stock music licensing, and he's doing what I'm doing. We've got a bunch of songs. I've had a catalog. I started all this because I had albums already that I'd made. And I said, why not put them on these things? I'm not going to let anyone have my music exclusively, at least my album music, the stuff that I make personally. I'm not going to let them have that. So for me, I was like, why not put this on all of these, any place I can find that's going to pay me something? I mean, $1, $5. I remember when I got my very first sale on stock music licensing, it was for $6. And I was the happiest person on the earth. I thought it could work. It's like when I got my first sync payments or sync placements and then payments for them. I was like, this could work. And I felt that way with stock music licensing too. Matthew says, it's easy to get frustrated. We're human, and we're not really built to take the long view. Very good point. And we have to take the long view on this. Because, folks, this is just the way it kind of works now, unfortunately. There's the smaller one. I was wondering how to make it smaller. It's a process. A lot of people get pretty frustrated at this, because when you've made, back in 2021, Motion Array worked differently. All of these stock music licensing libraries worked differently years ago. Some of them paid hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I made so much it was shocking when I got into Motion Array how much I was making. I got in, and suddenly the first day I made $2, which was like, oh, that's interesting. On the first day that I was actually in the library, I made $2. Then the next day I made $5. Next day I had $10. And it added up. It was getting to the point where I was having $400 and $500 months on Motion Array in 2021. Now, that has changed, just so you know, before you get too excited out there. All 19 of you watching, you might be thinking, oh, I can get that. Well, you know what? You still can. I don't know. You have to get a staff pick to really get to the point where you are getting enough downloads to make something pretty significant, but it can happen. There are big sales that still happen on Pond 5. I still get big sales from time to time on Audio Jungle. And there are other things. I get big checks from SongTradr. I have things happen there. So things happen on all of these stock music sites. And so this is why that for me, it's important to put together something like the stock market, to put together a book where you can go and find all of these libraries, find out how they work. And by the way, if you want to go to the stock market, it is finished, by the way, now, completely uploaded and ready to go. We're going to talk about that on Friday on a free webinar. So if you want to join me, make sure you email me, and I'm going to put my email address in here so you will know how to email me. I mean, you should know how to make. You just go to the website and email me. But if you're interested in this private webinar, then email me here. It's just this right here. It's just my old email address that I've had for a long time. You know this address. Everything is Make Music Income. It's all about making music income. And, you know, it kind of is for me because I don't have another way to make income for my family and to pay my bills other than music. I either write music and compose and get it into libraries and get paid for that, or I teach about that. I have clients. Actually, clients are probably the most income that I have every month, who pay me at the first of the month to do consulting for them or to help them. I have a guy who just recorded yesterday in Nashville. I have another guy going to Nashville on this Monday to record. So I have this whole other production life that I haven't really shared with this channel. It's crazy how much I have not shared that with this channel. But at some point, we're going to go to Nashville and we're going to take an artist. And if you're an artist and interested in this, let me know. But we're going to take an artist to Nashville and shoot the entire process of us getting together, finding the song, figuring out the song, going to Nashville, tracking with players, doing vocals, mixing, all of the things. And so you will see that on this channel in 2024, I promise you. But right now, we're talking about stock music and in preparation of, or celebrating this week, kind of me releasing the stock market ebook. And it's not an ebook anymore. It's now a course, and you can find it at this address. But you can also, what I meant to say a minute ago, I'm kind of a squirrel type of guy. Shane Jensen always says, squirrel. That's who I am. But if you go to the stock market and you look at the, go to the link where the course is, you can go down and take the introduction for free. So you can see the style of the course, and then you can see all what's in it, and you can watch the introduction for free. It's free. So go and do that. But I still think this is I'm not going to get off some of my stances here. We sometimes think there's only one place to put our music, and I really do feel that stock music is a place that we can do that. I just don't feel that it's the only place. So there was one thing that Matt sent you here. I'm just going to read what you said. You had a really nice comment that I amened. You know, I can't remember which one it was. Which one was it? I've worked with publishers. So Matt said, I've worked with publishers and people working for these companies at conferences online. The idea that they're reducing the amount they pay for music because they can and they just want it for themselves is nonsense. Yeah, he was talking about the different libraries and the companies and stuff that we're working with to put our songs on these libraries. And I agreed with that. I amen this. To me, this is the music business, folks. It's always going to be the music business. We're always going to be doing our best to make some music income with our songs. And like I said, I feel like stock is an easy place to put your songs for free. It doesn't cost you anything. All it costs you is the frustration when you don't get paid what you want to be paid. And that's that way with just about anything. Hey, Shane is in the house. Shane, good to see you. Glad you're here. Shane, we're talking about stock music, obviously, here today. Just a little short thing. I got to be done here in about 15 minutes because we're starting our first mastermind for the 8-week holiday mastermind. Shane, last chance to join us if you want to join us. Not last chance, but if you'd like to be part of any of the 8 weeks, let me know. We'd love to have you in the group. So yeah, this is all talking about stock music. There's just a really negative stream on our on our Discord this month, mainly because Motion Array was a little late with their corrections and their statements, and then everyone feels like Pond 5 is dead. And I know people who are doing well on Pond 5. I seem to get $25 to $50 a month from Pond 5. I've got a $50 check coming to me from Audio Jungle. I just got a $50 check from them last month. I've got a $35 check coming from AudioSparx this week. They only pay about every quarter. I've got a $70 or $80 check coming from Motion Array. I just got a $500 payment just at the end of last month from Content ID, from Identifyy. So for me, folks, this is not a I still think this is a very valid way to make income with the songs that you have around. Yeah, Shane, we're not even going to get into Spotify demonetizing tracks, but let me just say this about that. If your tracks are getting demonetized because you have less than 1,000 views, you might kind of deserve it, because if you're not going to take Spotify any more seriously, and not you, Shane, but you, collective you, is not going to take Spotify any more seriously and trying to get people there to your store, to your site, to get people listening. There are ways to work Spotify, just like there are ways to work these stock music licensing things that I talk about in the course. And so if you're not going to do those things, you're going to run into Spotify changing its rules. I'm not happy about this, but I think I've always thought that Spotify was really more of a place where we get seen and heard. It's almost like a status. It's almost like a legacy place. It's almost like a way to show that you are out there. But remember, just because Spotify is going to demonetize tracks, a big whoop. You should be pushing people to Apple Music anyway if you want to make money, because Apple they pay a lot more than Spotify, maybe twice as much as they pay. And some of the other places like Amazon and what's the other one? Tidal, they pay even more than Spotify. Spotify is one of the lowest payers in the streaming business. So I don't think we're all losing that much, all of us who are only getting 2 or 3 listens a month or 5 listens a month. And to some extent, I hate to say this, and I'm one of these people. If I'm not getting enough plays there, then I'm not pushing it enough. And I need to go listen to Andrew Southworth more or Tom Dupree III more and find out how to get people over to my Spotify and listening and building that up with campaigns. Blue Skies in the house. Hey, appreciate the info. Well, I appreciate you watching. We're just kind of leading up to this week, a webinar that I am going to have, and it is called Why Everyone is Wrong About Stock Music Income. I'm sharing a little bit about that now, but this will be a little bit more focused on the new stock market. There will, all 18 of you, you want to email me, because there will be a free course given away. For those of you who haven't bought the course, there will be a free consultation given away on Friday in this free webinar. There will be free stuff given away. I might even give away some paid levels of our new online place called Streams. I don't know if you've heard of Streams, but it is something new we've been slowly and quietly building for you to come to. It's kind of a I've been ragging on Discord so much. It's kind of an alternative to Discord. A lot of people aren't Discord folk. They don't like the sitting in the basement in their computer in their dark, dungy basement with Discord. I love Discord because I think there's a lot of great conversation there. It's a perfect name for our Discord because there seems to be a lot of discord there. Discord means several things. It means a conversation back and forth, but it could also mean not a great chord or not a great agreement of everyone. And so to me, it's perfect for this. But as I talked about this week, as people were saying stock sucks, and we're not getting we're not getting what we want from this. We're not getting all of this stuff. There should be more money. They're emailing tracks. They're they're not happy that their tracks aren't making more. They're tired of paying, of putting their stuff out there, and they're just tired of the streaming model. They're tired of all the things. Folks, you can be tired all you want to be tired. The problem is that things are the way they are. You can be angry because Spotify is demonetizing some tracks, or supposedly demonetizing tracks. But you can either be mad, or you can just, you got to play the game. We're mad at politics. It's not going to change things unless you still got to play the games. We can be mad that we don't win the lottery, but we don't play it probably. We can be mad that we don't make enough at gigs or make enough money with our music, but we're not out there busting it. We're not out there working hard. And so these are the kind of things that I really want to cover in this webinar that's coming up on Friday. Again, if you want to be part of this webinar and you want to get free stuff, make sure you email me at, not there, or you can go there and probably find a way to email me, but you can email me here. Nick is in the house. Hello, good day. Your content is really helpful. Oh, that's good to know. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. I've had some nice emails. Thanks for everybody for your emails lately. I was going to say how painful it is loading up all those places. It takes forever with Meta. No doubt. Dude, I even tried to hire a VA to do this. I tried to hire interns first. They wussed out on me. And then I hired a VA, and teaching this VA how to do it and paying them costs more than my time would have cost. And I just decided that I was going to do it myself. I did get SongTradr all caught up, but I have so many other libraries that I have literally hundreds of songs to put in, or hundreds of audio clips to put in. And it does take a lot of time. If you can find a good VA that you trust, the problem is you got to teach a VA how to work in every single one of these libraries. And I know some of you out there who are on our Discord have say, oh, there is a way that you can use a computer program to do all this. And that may or may not be true. I like to handcraft everything that I do, and putting all of these things up in these libraries, I like to handcraft them there. Blue Sky says, great point. I was just telling my friend this. Yep. And so you have to live in this highly gamified world. It is what it is, no doubt. Yeah. You got to play the game in any of these things. Spotify is the same. I mean, Shane a minute ago was saying, Spotify is going to demonetize tracks, and he's not wrong, but people really you got to play the game, and stock is no different. And Nick says, I was going to get family to help, but I don't think they have the patience. Yeah, who does? And, we're trying to figure out, how can we get this stock thing to work for us? How can we get it so it doesn't suck, so that we're making some money for our time? But here's something to remember about our time and about the patience to put everything in there. And one of those things is that it's a one-time work. Remember, let's say you have, 5 albums worth of songs, 50 songs. And you're going to put all these 50 songs in all of these libraries. And the beautiful thing about stock music and the way it's always worked is that you can put it in to they're all non-exclusive. So that means you can put all your non-exclusive songs into all of these places. And in my course, that the ebook and now the course that's out, I talk about all of the different ones you can put them in, all the different sites, all the different libraries, all the different places and content ID and all that kind of stuff. And I talk about how to put them in all of these places, but it does take time. But it only takes time once. You don't have to keep putting them in, unless it's deposit photos, and don't get me started. But if you have to, you just put them in, and then the object there is just continuing to put in a lot. Matt Harvey is putting in hundreds of tracks. I've got almost 300 audio files in Pond 5, but I know people who have way more than that. I know people who have, hundreds and hundreds of tracks in Motion Array. I have I'm getting close to 150. And I think that alone, plus kind of some of the genres that I do, like holiday music, which, speaking of holiday music, in 24 minutes, we are going to start the Holiday Mastermind. If you're interested, please make sure that you email me right here and say, I'd like to be part of that. And I will send you a Zoom link when we get ready to start that here in just a little bit. But I think you have to play the game. Nick's exactly right. Blue Sky is exactly right. It's a highly gamified world in anything we do. Even if we just do gigs. I mean, the game of gigs is a game like anything else, except you put a lot more effort into gigs than you would into this passive music income stuff. I'm sorry. I've been doing gigs since I was an early teenager, and I know how much time it takes to travel there, to get it set up, to wait, to do all these things, to play the whole game of live. Folks, it takes as much as it takes for live as it does to put your songs into these stock music libraries. And so this is one reason why I made the stock market. I wanted you to have a place where you could find out about all of these libraries and find out how they work, find out why they work. It's not the only thing I believe in music. Obviously, it's if it pays me $200 to $300 a month, it's not my top income that I make to pay all my bills. But it's a passive one that I just get money from these songs that keeps coming. It's not stopping. It's not even barely slowing down from last year. From 2021, when Motion Array was really paying a whole different way, it's different. But from last year, this is not going to be that much different as far as how much I'm making from all of these sources that I make from the stock stuff. And so, yes, it is gamified. Yes, and one of the reasons I put out this course is so that you could have a chance to play the game and play it the way you want to play it. Everybody can play this the way they want to play it. You can, and stock is only one piece of this. Stock music licensing and putting your music into these non-exclusive libraries is only one of the things. Let me repeat this. Stock music is only one of the things. It's not the thing. It's not the only thing you do to make a music income. I guess that would depend where you live. And I do know people. And when we have our webinar, one of the important things we're going to be talking about in the webinar is one reason why everyone is wrong about stock music income is because there are people who are making bank on this. There are people who are making as much, people who are only making less than $100 a month on it or less than that. There are people making more than I'm making. And so, and it's because they have done more and than I have. And so when we talk about this on this webinar on Friday, and again, if you want to be part of this webinar, wrong link. If you want to be part of this webinar, you have to email me at makemusicincome.com. So I'm running out of room for all my things here. So make sure that you email me at makemusicincome.com to be part of Friday's webinar. It's going to be private, but I am going to be giving away stuff. We're going to give away a whole course. I'm going to be giving away a free stock music income course, the course that I'm just talking about this week. And I'm going to be giving away ebooks. I'm going to be giving away some time with me to talk to me personally, which is $150 I'm charging for that now. You can have that for free. I'll be giving one away. So come to makemusicincome@gmail.com. Email me that you want to be part of the webinar. And also, if you want to be part of today's mastermind or all the things, if you want to be part of everything, let me know. There is a cost for the mastermind. There is no cost for the webinar, but the cost for the mastermind will be waived today as we kind of get it started, and then we get going. All right, so I got about 5 minutes. Are there any questions that you might have if you're watching here? Let me get rid of some of these things. Blue Skies has a comment. It says, gigging is getting paid to haul and move gear. You are not wrong about that, brother. It is a lot of work, and almost anything you pick in the music industry is work. Teaching is work. Sync licensing. If you think it takes a lot of time and effort to get music into stock music libraries to make anything, sync is a lot more time and a lot more work. So everyone thinks that sync licensing, putting your music in TV and film, is the bomb. It's the stuff, and it is cool. It is cool. I'm doing it. I'm working very hard at it. So I work as hard as that, probably harder at that than I do stock music, to be honest with you. But that is a long-term income solution for me, not a short term. All right, if there's any more questions, let me know. So we've been talking about stock on here, and we've been talking about how to get part of Friday's webinar. If you want to be part of Friday's webinar, make sure you email me at makemusicincome@gmail.com. I'll put all that information below, and I'm very excited about this. And so Blue Sky says, how do I find your music on Pond 5 if I want to take a listen? I use my my publishing company name on Pond 5 Music, so you can just go to pond5.com/from the moment music, or just look for From the Moment Music. I'll try to put that in the comments below too. But yeah, you can find me on Pond 5, you can find me on Motion Array, you can find me on Audio Jungle, all under From the Moment Music. That's the name. For some reason, I didn't use my name. I decided to use that name for all the stock stuff. It kind of differentiates me from the other places. I use Positive Spin Songs on the sync side, From the Moment Music on the stock side, and then John Eric Copeland for everything else. So that's how I get there. So if anyone would like to hear the music that I put up to all of these things, I'll warn you, it's everything. It's holiday music, it's classical music, it's pop music, it's jazz, it's everything. And mainly just because I play a lot of genres. I love a lot of genres. So you bet, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks everybody for being here. If you have any other questions, I got 20 people watching. If you got any questions, let me know. If you have a question about the webinar, can you come on Friday? I would like you to be part of this. It won't be a live video here on YouTube. It will be a private Zoom, and you can talk to me there and ask me questions there as well. So if you're interested, please email me at makemusicincome@gmail.com, and let's talk. And so soon, I've got to go and do this thing. Cheers. Signature Music, thanks for being here. Everybody, thanks for being here. If you have any last questions, or you can put questions in the comments. I'll also answer any comments. Thoughts on Taxi. Very funny. I hope that's a joke, Bradford, because Bradford's just mad there's no news stinger today. But I tell you what, Bradford, I am in one of the next Wednesday on my Hello Composers channel. I've started to do live composing on Wednesdays. I'm going to be taking the news stinger, and I'm going to be taking it to the next level and making an entire thing off of it. No, there was no news stinger today. This is just a little impromptu thing I want to talk to you about getting people into the stock marketplace. And so no news stinger today. What time is it going to be on Friday? I think it's going to be, I'm trying to make it so that it's not too early for West Coast people and not too late for my European friends. So probably 1-ish. I'll announce that here on my list and all over the place. I'm going to be back on here live on or some kind of video on Thursday talking about the webinar, and I'm going to be talking about that the Friday webinar as the week goes along. You'll see more things on the channel, more emails from me if you're on my list or on streams or whatever. Bradford says, tell me about what you're doing with the news stinger. I'm going to make it into a full queue so that it can be used for more than just a quick little stinger. And so I'm going to be making it into a full queue with orchestral stuff, I believe. And so I don't really know. You'll have to wait and come to the Wednesday. If you don't know what I'm talking about, on Wednesdays, I go live on my other channel, Hello Composers, and I just start creating from scratch. And people have said, including Shane, have said they thought that was interesting. And so make sure you are a person who's subscribed over at Hello Composers as well. That's in my other channel. So yeah, this is what we're talking about this week. This is kind of the launch week. It's finally complete. The stock market, all the initial modules are up. I do have some other modules I'm going to shoot for a bonus just to promote it as we go on with the course through the next few months. But it's ready to go. On Friday, I'll be offering some special editions besides the normal price. You'll be able to get some other things that include coaching, that include ebooks, that include other things. So you want to make sure you come to the webinar. The webinar is on Friday. Like I said, probably around 1 o'clock could be, I think 1 o'clock, 12 noon seems to be a good time, but 1 o'clock I think is also good. I think that makes it about 7 o'clock for folks over in the UK or over in Germany. And so I know we have some people who watch from over there. So happy that all of you have joined me here today. But now I need to go and get ready for our mastermind that is happening here in just a little bit. If you want to be part of that mastermind today and see what it's all about, again, email me now because it starts in less than 13 minutes. So last thing I want to say is be sure you dive on in to streams. This is a new place that we have going on. And so make sure that you join this too. Nick says, what time is it? I'm on Eastern time. It's now 11:47 a.m. is what time it is for me. I'm on Eastern time. I am in Orlando on the East Coast of the U.S. And so usually I am online somewhere between 11 and 12 noon Eastern time. So cheers, Blue Skies. Thanks for being here. Nick, thanks for being here. Bradford, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Good to see you, Shane. Good to see everybody who's been here. Signature Music, everybody who jumped in here. Thanks so much for the comments. Make sure you join streams because that's a new place you can be updated about everything that's going on. Make sure that you come to our webinar on Friday. It's 4 a.m. there. You must be in, where are you, Australia or something? So, no, it wouldn't be Australia. I don't know where you are. Janif, is that Western Europe? Eastern Europe? Where are you? Where are you, Nick? Nick says it's 4 a.m. here. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. We've been talking about stock today, and you're going to hear more about stock music on our webinar on Friday. So if you're interested in that, make sure you email me. I know I'm giving you lots of links here, but I will put all these links in the description below. Little too much going on here at the same time, but that's okay. You know how I roll. I am a squirrel type of guy. And so thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, okay, I thought perhaps you were Aussie, mate. Thanks for being here today. I just had an Australian in my class at school, a young lady from Australia. All right, so remember our webinar. If you want to be part of that webinar, just email me at makemusicincome.com at gmail.com. I'm going to bug you all week. I'm going to come on here maybe every day about this time and just say something weird like stock music doesn't stink. It doesn't stink for me. It works great. And I'm going to tell you on Friday why I think everyone is wrong about stock music income. All right, thanks everybody for joining me. I appreciate it. And now I have to go off and do a mastermind for people. Again, you want to be part of that, email me, and I'm going to shoot you the link that I'm going to shoot everybody else here in just a second as soon as I get off here. So thanks so much, everybody. Hope to see you later this week. And subscribe to the channel so you'll make sure that you're getting, like, every time I throw something out live, that you're part of it and you get the link and everything. All right, folks, thanks so much. We'll see you soon. I'm going to log off. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye.